Dejina reached out and shook hands again. She continued, "Your Majesty, you don't have a second condition." The king laughed, a little embarrassed to say that. "I love the beauty of the Atlantic. I hope I can often get a taste of this condition." "Probably not difficult." Dejina replied, "Of course, it doesn't matter. In the kingdom of Mannequin. When I received the news, I was angry. What they refuse us. Why does he have the guts to reject us? Maybe he doesn't want to get through this winter." The servant in the back said, "My guess." "Your Majesty, I see. Maybe they found another merchant to buy them. If not, Your Highness, with a black face, ordered me to investigate. I want to know who ultimately ruined my plan. In the capital of the Atlantic City right now. Fong is sitting at his desk. In the library room. I just read the letter and decided that the war is coming. The letter sent to him says, Lord. Now the great prince has adjusted his course. All the power in the capital. He had more than 4,000 knights. The subordinate searched. The great prince will wage war against the two princes. Once the prince wins, they will lead the West out. Behind, the prince seemed to have the shadow of another power. But his followers haven't been able to get out yet. News of the enemy. I'm so sorry. I hope you are careful. Finished reading the letter. Keep the thought in your mind. The 4,000 horsemen still have unknown forces behind them. I need to prepare something new. Think and save the wind, then pick up the pen. I started writing something. At the palace of the kingdom. The family looks so beautiful. The queen of the kingdom is watching. The son of the great knight teaser report the situation. Your Majesty, in the 4 great tenets of theosophy. There were 2 people on their way to the Atlantic City. This is a rare opportunity in 1,000 years. And the Lady Timothy was calmly listening. Son of the great knight teaser considered. And asked the reviewer's opinion. Should we take advantage of this opportunity or not? While the Count Queener stood by. Put your hands behind your back and sigh. And then he remarked that they were young people. Have not experienced life. The company is in a hurry. The Grand Duke's right to ignore it. As long as the old man is there. The Grand Duke is serious, facing the son of the teaser. We can't just mess around. You really are. It's such a basic morality that you don't understand. 2. Brother son of the great knight teaser. Calm down and ask him again. He told me to do something. We've been waiting here since day 1. Yes, you are. Queen Tim Mo heard the debate. It hurts. The head. The queen came down. Stand between these 2 and say, Your Highness, you're right. The old man Rada is not an oil lamp. Now that he's acting casually, it just makes him happy. Because we did what he meant. The son of the great knight bowed his head. It was reasonable to answer the queen politely. Yes, Your Majesty, I understand. Squirting family face stress. Female Fuang doubted to say, where is the corner of the Atlantic City after all? There's something terrible about this place that attracts 2 teachers. The Grand Duke winner seemed to understand. Give advice to the queen. Your Majesty, I only know it's the city on the other side. Next to the kingdom of nails. The queen pondered her suspicious expression. It's a small town next door. It can attract 2 of them. There's got to be some terrible secret in this place. That this owner has. The 2 women sighed dejectedly. If only Robin were here right now. We can ask him to investigate this case. There was the sound of the soldier's footsteps. I ran quickly into the hall. In the hand of a telegram. He's screaming. Your Highness, Lady Fang, Mr. Robin sent you letters and stuff. The woman and the other two heard it. He looked at the soldier who was coming in. The Queen of Timor holds a letter from her father. Robin read the letter carefully. The content of the letter is quite long, and the zombie letter said, Your Majesty, I am following your plan now. Looking for friends overseas. Not according to your expectations. I found a rational mind. This friend is the owner of the wind. The owner of the Atlantic City. Kingdom of Nails. The woman read this paragraph. You are amazed and even more confused. The Atlantic City. This place is weird. It seems interesting. She told the Grand Duke and the Night Sun. Dear Robin, you're in Atlantic City right now. The Grand Duke for an hour. And the son of the great horseman spoke in haste. What? Continue with the content of the letter, Mr. Robin continued. If you want to fulfill your ideal, save the title. I can definitely help you finish it. Your Majesty, do not assume he is only the master of the distant Atlantic. But despise him. He can really help you. Hold the letter in your hand. Robin's every word is making the Queen's mind. There's been a big change. She began to have a different thought about saving the city. Master, Robin continued in the letter. You've seen great bridges across the wide river. Your Majesty has seen a smoking iron machine, but it can run on its own without human strength. God, there's so much magic here. The rest, Your Majesty. Ever heard of how to make food last for months without being rancid? There is no water yet. It has a shelf life of up to half a year. All of these things were invented by your ancestors. Here they produce themselves. People are so happy. 01 AI wincing wailing suffering. If we don't talk about Liu Feng's inventions. Only the military commander. To protect the Atlantic City. You are also a rare genius. How many cities are there? But animals are human beings living happily together. Peace with each other. The more Robin wrote, more and more things to say. Your Majesty, how many cities do you have? Based on a city that raised more than 1,000 soldiers. How many generals can do the job? Thousands of people fighting. It only costs a few people. Less than the number of fingers on the hand. But these things save the land and make it very easy. Robin continued. The more the Queen reads, the more curious I feel about the people of the Atlantic City. Robin continued to speak in private. However, now they are only it's a small town of a distant bordering city. But absolutely, who holds the direction of the future of the whole Kingdom of Nails? Mausoleum. I hope Your Majesty can seriously think about closing, equal to the mainstream. The Queen has been reading for a long time. The Duke was curious. What's up, Queen Robin? What did he say? The Queen held up a letter to the Grand Duke and said, Everybody read it yourself. Grand Duke, winner and son of the great knight of the Nail Kingdom. The two of them took the letter and read it seriously. Young man. The son of the great horseman was so astonished that he exclaimed, This is such a good person. The Grand Duke was equally amazed. Immediately, the immature young man. If it's really what Robin said, the result is a very good thing. The Queen is now sitting on the throne. Your Majesty agrees to answer. Must be more Subin described so interestingly. I also want to see it myself. Let's see how it goes. The young man was handsome but hasty. He hurried to stop His Majesty. Absolutely not, Your Majesty. Last time who tried to sabotage old Rada's plans. Now he can see out. Who's not in the same vein as him. Now if you leave, it's hard to fool. Something bad will happen along the way. Different from the previous criticism, and the Grand Duke for the teaser. Right now, the Queen agreed to speak to the Queen. I also agree with the teaser. Now is the critical time for reform. People now, it's absolutely impossible to leave this Edding kingdom. The Queen smiled. In response to the extremely panicked attitude of the two. Don't worry, I'm just kidding. Close your eyes and calmly continue. I want to change a country in front of me. It can't be moved arbitrarily. Every action must be clearly planned. We can't let the swindlers of the gods continue to spread the calendar and do bad things in my Edding kingdom. Both of you are happy to agree and shout. His Majesty Min Jian finished talking. The Queen is worried about her kingdom. She turned her eyes away and thought sadly. 2. Yachting moving scene 2. The place of believers in the kingdom of yachting. Conquer the gods. Absolutely loyal to the gods. A religious god whose name is unknown, standing on the highest threshold of the citadel. He shouted down at the believers. In the dark, dark space. Sheets of paper containing information. By this guy. These sheets of paper flying around the big room. Fall down on the people who are buzzing below. This mysterious man of God continues. There is only my God. New salvation and tolerance of all people. Everyone down there is talking. Kingdom Edding military junta. There was a man kneeling in front of the gods. He told the owner. Your Majesty the North. Heavy snow causes serious calamity for people. The finance minister is reporting the situation. The boastful god owner is sitting squarely above. Answer him. The minister quickly mobilized the power horse. Rescue for people in the north. The minister pretended to be worried. This flatterer said, Your Majesty, food is not enough. Hand case minister faced 7 dark gods that continue to talk. Voice full of apprehension. Even the owner of the lake said that. This is punishment. Make the gods angry. The bigger the disaster, we have to do what? The other flattering minister standing next to him also hurriedly scolded. Chen Foot said in. That's right. That's right. There is a blonde now. Standing outside the hall. You overheard this report that sparked a thought. Body of intellectual power. Almost half the earls believe in the cardinal god. Oh my God. Your Majesty is sitting above. Listen to these words of the minister. I only get angry and cry out. People. And then he stood up and fixed himself. Bouncing number and talk in front of everyone who's eating incense down there. He stretched out his arms and spoke aloud. The believers. The heavy snow in the north is punishing the sky. Just pray to God for forgiveness. Then we can be safe. All the officials below him threw coins. They threw a bag of gold coins. Everyone is shouting out loud. Please forgive us, poor people, for us. Please forgive us, Master Ming. That's a lot of trust. No one knows if God is real or not. I saw the cardinal in the dark. With sinister smiles. Any guy who looks suspicious, they laugh. Only pray to God. Not worried all my life. Your Majesty's name is now. The owner brought a wooden chest and put it in front of the gods. This is the pink one for you. You spread it very well. Next time I will reward you. You're not really worried. The flatterers clasped their hands and worshipped. Thank you very much, Master. Thank you, Holy Master. The blonde girl right now. Remain in place, follow. When you see this, you think. These guys, 01 AI, notice the change of scene. Right now, the queen remembers the painful scene of the past. The powerless king of the north suffers. Don't worry, don't ask. They don't care about the lives of people. Decapitation. It's a catastrophic and painful scene when the queen's father is now are being executed by the masses because the king left the people of the north unconcerned, not trying to solve. The voices pay it back, echoing in the queen's painful memory. The scene where you're crying. But she didn't dare to cry out loud as he watched his father being hooded and beheaded in front of all the people. The queen still remembers every word that my father had told me before he was executed. You, certain daughter, we can't let those people completely destroying the kingdom, eating. Back to reality, the queen was angry. Godhead teacher, they're just a bunch of cheaters. The Grand Duke looked at the queen and said, Maybe, old man out there, waiting for some special opportunity to come along. We have to especially strengthen our defenses, Queen. Jesus answered the Grand Duke with certainty. Don't worry, Grand Duke. I'll tell the detectives below to pay close attention to Sao. The queen is still thinking. Old man out of the Atlantic City. When two people are talking, thinking, then the queen spoke. The two of us have a thought. Eyes glistening. The queen's jade color flashed, with some satisfied smile. Move scene 2. The train is floating on the blue ocean. The fluttering wings of the seagulls in the sun. Beautiful, vibrant. There was a loud voice on board. When will Dezina finally arrive in the Atlantic City? Princess Daly, full of expectation. The bright eyes continued. The Atlantic is as magical as you say. Dejina replied with a smile. Princess Delina, hand at that. When you see it with your own eyes, you will know it. Hi, first day in the Atlantic City. I'm as excited as you are. Lady Katharvina was even more excited. Princess Daly's bodyguard had a worried face. He rushed to the princess and gave her a small warning. Princess. You are the symbol of a kingdom. Please pay attention to the image, not that people will laugh. Princess Daly should ignore the guard's reminders. She tossed up followed Dejina and said, If there is a Dejina on the boat, what are you afraid of? When we get to the Atlantic City, we'll pay attention. Suddenly have to, a Navy sailor on a barge. Hurry up to where 3 people are. He rushed to report. Lady Dazina, front. There seems to be a naval battle going on. Karina heard the news and was surprised to say something. In front of the ship, Karina fruit. There's a real naval battle going on. It's a very chaotic scene. The good Dejina gave orders to all the retainers on board. Go quickly and see if anyone is alive. If so, get them on the boat. Get on that boat and see how it's doing. A sailor is running back. What's going on, Miss Dejina? Dejina lady. According to the situation, maybe I can only save one person now. This person is a little special. Dejina was worried and couldn't believe her reply. It's so cruel. To the shipyard into the Atlantic. Save the title. Mina went to survey the workers. Are working here. The loud greetings echoed. "Hello, Your Honor." The wind just went, just looking at the ships that are being built. That exclaims, "This boat is big." The shipbuilder took the two on a sightseeing trip. "Haha, Master and Lady Mina. This boat is 100 feet long." Mina surprised so big Sao. The shipbuilder is more than happy to respond. "Thank you for saving my life. We're lucky to have built such a big boat." Outside, I laughed congratulations. Inside, I thought, this is just the beginning. Later, the battleship was born. This wooden boat is nothing. Mina is still drunk, looking up at the big, wide boat. It's a place to see the wind. He waved his hand. "Master Liu Feng. The wind can hear the sound of a wise urge. Happy to respond too. It is wise to urge you to come at the right time. I have something to ask you." "Hey, it's cool. Where are the steamboats?" Uncle Iakul happily replied, "Coming soon, but there are some components that are a little slow to process. So it's amazing. Hurry up and encourage the wise. I will not wait to correct part of the document. Tell me the component progress is delayed. I'll think of a way to end it." A wise man replied happily, "Your Excellency. Be the owner of your plans. But the steamboat has to be done before winter comes. Uncle Ya is wise, because I need to use it for an important project." Note a cool, bold answer. "Yes, please rest assured to hand it over to me." Mina's eyes suddenly widened without blinking. You wonder in your head. Winter at Sao is winter. Right now, outside the Atlantic City, there's a guy driving a carriage, slowly moving into the city. The two guards who had been hiding by the side of the road saw it. A guard said, "Let me tell you that the #1 brain has arrived." "Yes," the other guard replied. "Looks like these two guys. By outfit, he's not a military man. Of Liu made the owner. At that time in the Atlantic City, the sun's rays illuminated every corner of the wall. General Niu, when you see the owner coming, I can't help but say hello. Dear Lord, why are you here?" Lord Liu stood on the military palace. "Answer the Great. I came to see the progress of the Wolf Squad's training. If it's convenient, I have something to tell you." "Yes," as the answer. Master kept saying that the downstream wind replied, "Don't worry, just calm down." Uncle said, "The current situation of the wolf let me know first. While you're talking, it's on the corner." The bodyguard and Miss Mina are laughing happily. Ask each other, and the two of them seemed very happy and excited. "Let's go back to what you wanted to report," he seriously announced clearly. "Master, now the Wolf Squad, except to start a team trained by Miss Mina Ra. 4 teams of 5 have been formed. I just heard the report." The owner held the report in his hand. "Review carefully." Then Niu Dai reported again. "There are 2 teams in charge of safety for young people every day. The rest of the time, we ray training in every way. Ask the old man again. There are 3 teams that can use Sao. Like I need death squads. In addition to taking turns doing daily tasks, there must be 5 dead. You can go out on a mission." The great hedgehog pondered and replied, "There are now 5 teams in training. Maybe at the end of the month, we can go out on a mission." Lord, if you are satisfied, that is good. Besides, I want to be a cowboy. You arrange more training. Night raid in the city. If necessary, you can use the Atlantic Wall. Make sure the military is well prepared for cover. As if doubtful, ask again. Attack on the city at night. Earnestly replied to Liu Feng. That's right, all training. It has to be done before winter. Mina is chatting with the guards. When she heard the winter, she turned around to ask for an exile. It's winter again. I don't understand Mina's point. I laughed and asked her back. What's up, Mina? Mina replied, no. The young master also said, steamboat must be completed before winter. So I'm just a little curious. Mina asked again, what are your plans for winter? It's the same thing, obviously obeying orders. The master ordered. We will arrange immediately. When I saw Mina wondering like that, he crossed his arms in front of his chest and answered, let everyone know now is not a hero. I prepare winter to attack the capital. Solve the hidden threat from the great Prince Kier. What is it? Both Niu Dai and Mina were stunned. I can't believe what I just heard. Mina was worried. Missing GIA, this doesn't seem appropriate. As if in a hurry to stop. That young man is too dangerous. As the great stress goes on, fighting in the winter, regardless of moving people or moving supplies, it will be very difficult, Lord. The more you talk, the more you try to stop it. Ever since, whenever war is deployed in the winter, both sides will lose 7. So no one expected. He simply interrupts as you continue. So when people don't expect, we will attack in the winter. The enemy will subjectively defeat 7. I tell you if it makes sense. Ox still holds the view. Unexpected is good, but to prevent Niu Dai from continuing to speak, Sei Feng assured. What the Taurus are considering, I've thought about it too. He is still very anxious to express his questions. You see that, Feng said. But we have the upper hand in the Atlantic. Other cities are not like us. You guys think about it. Aha, I suddenly realized something. The owner continues to speak. Before winter comes, we're going to have a bunch of steamboats going into the water to test. It will be a dangerous train for the enemy. SAO steamboat, the fisherman asked in surprise. That's the boat. The young master said he didn't need to borrow the wind. It doesn't need human power either. But it can still run SAO. The wind laughed softly. That's right, the fisherman realized something you said. If so, young man, we can definitely defeat the great prince. Make him turn back. Taurus speaks loudly with high confidence. Ha 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 ha, the wind just laughed. Then, he reminded Niu Dai before leaving with Mina. All right, so you go to training. Until then, the wolf squad will be in charge of the action. Lead the way. Time for everyone. There's not much left. Lord and bodyguard, please bow down and obey. My long is full of determination. In the winter, they attacked the capital. Must definitely win. This is an opportunity to make history. Become a general. At this point, in the port of the Atlantic, Degina's boat returned to Theo Daly. So the princess landed in the harbor. Princess Daly knee out for joy. Great princess with a fresh face. Excited and surprised. She said this is the Atlantic Ocean, so many boats. Looking at it, it is very cute. The princess's bodyguard was also surprised. He looked around the harbor. And then you said, Lady Dayline, city in the kingdom of nails. It's as beautiful as the Atlantic. Sao Dahlia hurried to explain. No, not Atlantic City. It is the most prosperous city in this kingdom of nails. The guard was stunned. It is more beautiful than the royal capital. This is Azina. Because time does not allow, so you didn't answer all the guard's questions. She told Princess Dahlia. Princess Dahlia, your father is waiting for you in the castle. Please follow me. The princess is also excited to reply, I know. Princess, after being led by the Degina to the capital of the Atlantic, Master Liu Feng was already waiting in the hall. He greeted the princess and said, You're Princess Dayline and Viscount Muller, aren't you? I am the wind. Welcome to the Atlantic City. It's Viscount Muller with Princess Daly. Not the guard. The princess replied to Liu Feng's greeting. Your face is tired. You are so young. Prince Muller hurriedly reminded the princess which neighborhood. Haha, the wind is also funny. Maybe the princess wants an old man to welcome her. Haha, me. The princess replied shyly. That's not what I meant. I'm just a little bit surprised. All right, save the celebration. Let's not stand here forever. Come on in. Into the inner city. Lord Muller does not want to rest. You always tell Master Liu Feng. Save the land. This time, in total, we've brought 3 iron mineral boats. Used to return a boat of items in the daily hand. What about a long-term partnership? Waiting for Princess Dolly. Find out the situation of the city.